Welcome to my channel. Let's see where Nifty and Bank Nifty will move tomorrow, what strategy we need to apply, and what we can expect from the market. Friends, yesterday we clearly discussed if the market is opening flat and if it is going higher, we'll be looking to buy the market, and target should be like 17,400 and next should be like 17,500. So the market has opened exactly above like 17,450 at futures and 17,400 at cash market. So it opened higher and there was a little bit of a blip, and immediately there was a profit booking. I think someone has kept the large buy orders. Again, the market came at a V reversal, and later it was a flush at a. It started to not flush, it was drifting lower and lower prices, and later it made a W pattern and it break out at a higher levels. So if you notice, like today's market, if you notice today's like Nifty, as you can notice here, once the seller came and twice the seller came, the sellers tried to sell. Here it was very much clear the market is going at a lower levels. So you can notice like the market has drifted from here little bit lower and it took support, and later there was a little bit of a buy order somewhere here. You can notice like the buyer came and he hesitated very hardly and it made a little bit of a double bottom, little bit of a absorption. The market has bidded all the way to the higher and higher levels. So if you notice overall up until like 12:30 there was a little bit of a negative delta. I think after 12 o'clock big players have they entered into the market and they started to buy the market, and little bit of a short covering rally which has happened, and later the market has drifted all the way to the lower and lower prices. Exactly up and after 2 o'clock the selling has started, and the selling was bit more aggressive, and it came very aggressively and the selling has started. So net to net you can notice like a good amount of a algorithmic, not very good amount of a selling has taken place in the market. It was an algorithmic play, but finally there is a seller. The seller has sold the market, and the selling might continue even tomorrow as well. So what we have to do and what we need to expect from the market for tomorrow? Well, let's go into the structural format and see like what the structure is saying for us. So you can notice like it was a completely a sideways market. Nothing much was going on. You might see like it's a pole and flag. You can see like this is a pole and flag. Not you, everyone can see it's a pole and flag, but don't get confused. If it wants to travel higher and higher prices, the market should bid higher and higher prices, or it has to come, it has to trigger the stop loss, and later it has to rally at a higher and higher prices. But I don't see any of the absorption which is going on in the market. The seller is still aggressive and seller wants to sell the market. So what we can do for tomorrow's market? If the market is opening flat and if it is crossing today's swing, I would say like better wait if it crossing 17,280. I'm telling you 17,280 if it is crossing, and if it is coming aggressively like candle after candle, a little bit of a pullback and candle after candle, then you can expect like it is a trending market, and the market might come up until 17,100. So our target should be like 17,100. We can see even like 200 points of a sell off of tomorrow's market. So tomorrow we might see a 200 points of a sell off because I'm expecting this sell off. So if the market is opening flat and if it is going higher and higher prices, so better we wait. If it is opening flat and if it is making some kind of a nonsense like this, you can notice like opening, blipping up and coming down, then it might be a volatile market. The market will be somewhere in this range. The market might travel in this range, and after 130 if it is breaking either side, we'll take our position. But I would recommend you to take the put options itself, because I'm looking the market as a little bit of a bearish. Not too much of a bearish, because I am looking this part to be covered. So I think like it is better to go at a lower side itself. So flat, if it is crossing this 17,280 and if it is coming aggressively, the market has to come aggressively. It is not like coming blipping. No, the market has to come aggressively, like candle after candle, a little bit of pullback, and then it has to drift. That is what you can recognize. It's a trending market, and there will be a lot of single prints, and the seller will sell up until 17,100. So nothing much to say. Like today it was completely a volatile market, and tomorrow we might see a trending market. But if it is opening flat and going higher, again we might see something sideways market as well. So let's go into the Bank Nifty chart and see what the Bank Nifty has done today. This is the Bank Nifty chart. As you can notice in the order flow chart, the order flow same like even in the Bank Nifty as well. The Bank Nifty is also behaving the same today, like the Nifty and Bank Nifty were behaving the same. So this morning at the Telegram channel somewhere here, I said you to buy the call options because as you can notice, like the market has drifted lower and started to go higher. So up until here I was looking like the buyers. You can notice there is a buyer and again there is a buyer, again there is a buyer. The buyer has lifted, so I thought like the market might go a little bit higher, but later I noticed like someone is sitting and providing the liquidity. So later I said you to buy the put options, and put options we nearly made nearly 60 to 70 points of a profit. Here we lost like 20 points of ASL and later we made 70 points of a profit, which was like 50 points we made the profit net to net. So later I said like the markets will be volatile and nothing much big momentum has been taken place in the market. I said like not big momentum will take place, but later what it happened, the market has drifted much lower than we expected and it gave a very good returns, and later it made a W pattern and it took support somewhere here 37,800 levels. It took the support and there was a little bit of a volatility and the market has bid at a higher levels. So somewhere at this point I mentioned you, as you can notice here there is a seller and the seller is coming each and every price points. So I said you to buy the not buying the put option. I said you to focus at 37,900 put options because risk reward is very good. What was the reason for that? When I take you at a structural format, I'll show you. Somewhere here I saw like the seller is selling very aggressively and not much of a buying activity was happening, because you can see here the sellers have entered into the market and the profit booking supposed to happen. The profit booking was happening entire day. So a little bit of stop run has happened and market confused the people like it is going higher and higher prices, but later at certain point at 37,500 at the futures and 37,400 levels the selling has started and the selling was way much aggressive, and net to net like the sellers have entered into the market and sold very aggressively at a market price. So what we can expect for tomorrow's market? So tomorrow is an expiry. Be cautious, don't trade too much and don't take too many trades. Premiums will decay very fastly and you'll lose all your money. So better stay away and trade with a less quantity, and if any market moving news comes, definitely I'll update at the Telegram channel. So you can notice like if the market is opening flat and if it is crossing this level 37,800, and the same thing, it has to be aggressive, the candle has to be aggressive, then we'll look up until 37,400 levels, and if the 37,400 breaks decisively, and we might see even a further drift at a lower and lower prices. If the market is opening flat and if it is going higher, again we'll just buy the call options, but not much, but very little, because as you can notice here, once it might take the support resistance at 38,100, it might drift lower, and there will be a much volatility as tomorrow is expiry. So it will be a much of volatility. Again, if the market is going higher, we should target up until 38,400 itself. The market might travel at this range, and if it is crossing anywhere after 130, then we'll position ourselves in that direction. But if the market is coming aggressively, I would recommend you to buy at a put options itself, because the market will come drifting lower and lower prices at a lower levels. So what was the reason? Somewhere at this point I said you to buy the put options. The reason was like, I'll just take you at a 5 minutes time frame. You can notice yesterday the market has made a W pattern here. So after the W pattern, the institutions have kept the stop losses. It is not an institutions, like the retailers have kept the stop losses and the stop losses got triggered here. So just a second. So once the institutions have realized like more and more buy orders are coming from here, as soon as these levels got crossed, because this was the place where the selling has started, you can notice here. So this was the place where the selling has started. So as soon as this place got triggered, the institutional stops got triggered up until nearly like 600 and 700 points. Remember, I mentioned you once very clearly, if the institution stops gets triggered, they'll be taking either 1% of the index, either 1% of the index price, or 2%, or 500 to 600 points of a stop. So exactly you can notice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 continuous candles is an institutional stops got triggered here. So this is not a retailer stops, this is an institutional stops. So institutions have covered their shorts and again they have built the short position. So I was expecting the shorts to come again and the market has to drift at a lower and lower prices. But what has happened is like somewhere at this level there was a buyer, who was buying, and he triggered the stop losses. Again, it flushed all the way to the lower levels. So tomorrow, please keep eye on this one. The market might flush at a lower levels and it might retest at 37,400 levels once again. The first target should be like 37,600 itself, and I would say like 37,400 it might retest, and either it might bounce back or it might come into 37,000 levels. So focus on the put options itself. It might come very fastly, but the call options, I would say, like not much of a quantity. Let the buyer confirm like he is very much interested to buy and lift the prices. So after 38,500 itself, we'll buy aggressively. Not tomorrow, on Friday we might buy at a 38,500. But I would say like the put options, you can add your size and the market might drift lower and lower prices. I hope you like my video. If so, please do share it and press the bell icon button and comment at a comment box as well. Thank you so much.